Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearthstone 4 New Orders America. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So we won the South African War. We now have 3 governments. I guess they have their own focus trees, huh? Assess the situation, the American way. I mean, we'll see kind of how this goes. I'm hoping people have been telling me about the about a possible civil war in Angola. We want to make sure that doesn't happen, but we'll try to keep a good eye on that. The establishment of the African mandates. The weeks after the victory over in Africa have been hectic, to say the least. With Africa's shield units laying down their arms en masse, OFN military units have found themselves advancing far past the scope of their orders, seizing hundreds of square miles of territory in days. The OFN command in South Africa has scrambled to transition from combat duties to civilian affairs. Armored flamethrower vehicles were quickly re-engineered as water carriers for rural villages. Huey helicopters ferried emergency rations to the few cities in the interior, cut off from German resupply. Italian signal companies have found themselves operating as impromptu administrator centers, coordinated armed patrols and medical missions alike. All the while, the politicians deliberated on the future of the newly liberated African continent. A month after the end of the war, OFN leaders announced that the former German Reichskommissariats would be replaced by 3 OFN mandates. It hasn't been a month, it's been 3 days, but that's okay. Granted executive powers to manage and secure the former Reichskommissariats until they could stand on their own 2 feet. 2 weeks later, an American major watched an attachment of helicopters touch down in Cape Town, carrying the first wave of civilian administrators for the continent, and new orders. The officer corps of the South African War is still needed. The work of the mandates meant he'd be serving in Africa for a few years yet. The only question is whether he would be in the field, or if he'd be recalled home to serve as a liaison to OFN High Command. So I guess this is which one we want to support more. East African. Well, people have been telling me about Angola. So, I guess we'll go to Angola. Maybe? You know, actually, I'm going to see if I can read those comments again. I'll be right back. Okay, so the comments seem to basically be saying, try to stabilize Angola. So that's what we'll do here. I'm guessing they may be getting their focus changed. I'm not too sure. Credit rate is degraded. We're now fair, which causes higher interest rates and lower debt ceilings. Wait, why did my interest rate go down? Is it because I'm not paying? We're at B. Is it because I cut all of my spending? Yearly surplus 13%. Total spending. Did I go bankrupt? Wait, what happened? Help. Why did my credit rating just... Wait. Why did my credit rating fucking tank? I'm gonna load my autosave quickly. I'm very curious. Why did my credit ranking plummet from AAA to B? Is it because I cut the military spending? Is that what happened? I don't know. Is it because I did the military austerity? Okay, let's see if we can maybe look at this before that happens. Yes, 3 separate ones. Yeah, we're AAA. So this time, let's not cut naval expenditures then. We won't do the military austerity. Maybe that's what did it? I know I don't know if you want to consider this cheating. We went back like a day. So we'll send you to Angola. Triumph in South Africa, yes. Wait, why am I in South Africa? Wait. Okay. Let's try this one more time, okay? I'm very confused why we tag shifted to Angola. Wait, is that why our credit rating went down? Is because I tag shifted? We're gonna do a hard save. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. I'm very confused, to say the least. I don't know what's going on. Is it because I chose okay. Save game. Do a hard save here. Thank you. Okay, so 3 mandates. Oh wait, so this changes my... I guess because there's new focuses here. Our continent is no more. And then I choose this. Oh, is that why? And then if I look at this, then my credit rating is B? Oh! No, tag USA. And then my credit rating is still triple. Oh, okay, okay. I see what happened. I was very confused. The foreign policy, the African mandates, okay, so everybody's stable right now. Here's my question. Do we care more about spending political power in Indonesia or in Africa? I'm going to say Africa. Because I realize, you know, after the near disaster of Britain and then the complete failures in both the Philippines, not the complete failure in Haiti, and then the partial disaster in the Philippines, I have realized I can't just spend political power everywhere. I can't be everywhere at the same time. So Africa is going to be my primary target here. Then peacekeepers. So this is East Africa. You're Angola, and then you are the Congo. Everybody right now is stable. Administrative support. 180 days. Russian government is going to decrease. I mean, we have a lot of political power right now. We should direct Westmoreland to work towards establishing a federal East Africa. Focus on local revolutionary parties. Or an anti-warlord stance in East Africa. Probably an anti-warlord stance would make the most sense, but we'll come back to that. Let's commit more troops. I mean, our optics, like, what's our optics at right now? Optics is currently at 88. So, I mean, that seems pretty good. So, I'm fine decreasing our optics to send in more troops. Give them more stability. And then for East Africa, federal focus ties with the revolutionaries. And then this is, again, East Africa. So what do we want you to do? Various warlord cliques. We have the socialist here. I mean, really, if the warlords are fascist, then we're going to take an anti-warlord stance. And I think that seems okay. Ocean command power is a little bit higher. Intelligence agency minus 50. Current max. Well, that's for the maximum. I'm really looking for the daily gain. Right, economic aid. Trust in government will decrease by a small amount. But again, trust in government is actually maxed out. It's 129. It's more than maxed out. People love the U.S. government. So I feel like we're fine giving them $150 million. let's get that going. And we'll slow down for the time being. No enemy cipher. We'll do the Germans here. That seems good. Don't care about lost production units. Okay. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Now, I wish we can get some more support for inflation as well as for poverty. But unfortunately, both of those are a little messy at the moment. 40% efficiency. So it's doing what it is. So it means we can do the austerity. It wasn't the austerity that caused my credit rating to go from AAA to B. It's because we accidentally switched. So let's bring naval expenditures down to basically 0, because I literally don't know if there's a reason to even have it. I mean, again, we get the stability, but Air range, out of supply penalty. War support ability is good. What about nuclear expenditures? What does this actually do? Is this how many nukes we have? I'm fine decreasing nukes. Let's do civilian austerity. Gets it down to 0.44. Security regulation, stability, research speed. Honestly, research speed is like fucking useless. like no offense. So many of our technologies are for 1970 that I honestly don't know if this is going to really mean too much for us. So let's see if we can go. Let's go into like a positive. Let's be in a surplus, baby. Hell yeah. I fucking love surpluses. When's the last time America's ever been in a surplus? It's never happened in a day in our lives. So let's get that going. 96 political power is looking good. Hopefully that'll bring our inflation down because we're actually making money. Ooh, the Battle of Barcelona. Do I want to give Barcelona and can I please click this? Do I want to give Iberia more money? What's their stability at? Negative 5%. Okay, I mean it's pretty bad. There's no doubt about that. And we can't do this because we're doing disrupt the Bormann regime. I mean, that would be nice. And our volunteers have returned home. You guys can go onto this border with the Canadians for now. Why do you not have a, there we go. We're 5 out of 5. Bring some of you guys over like this. We'll give you a commander as well. Excellent. I mean, it seems good. We have so many units. I don't even know what we're going to do with them all, but... I mean, they're here, so that's nice. Like, we're still recruiting, so I guess let's go up to, like, 5 on each, and then we'll call that a day. 5 on you. We'll go 3 on the airborne divisions. And then the mechanized, we'll also just go for a 5 on that bad boy. Planes and reserves, I don't need to worry about that too much. We can get a theorist. Well, it says we can, but I click the button, it doesn't actually do anything. So I'm going to say it probably doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But that is fine. I mean, do I want to send... Is there anywhere else we can, like, send units that would make sense? I don't really think so, but I might be wrong. But I mean, I would say everything is going well. I'm happy where we're at, basically everywhere. Discontent and escalation. Let's buy more Indonesian resources. We're at 94 political power, but we're getting like 2.25 a day, which is really, really nice. Marine divisions. You know what? We'll assign you under a new leader, and you guys are going to be stationed around San Francisco. Do we have any other Marines, or is this our first one? We have 4 in total. Okay. So any Marines should be part of this army. Then 1 here. Then 2 of you guys over there. Looks good to me. We're not going away. Oh, wait, okay. There's actually 2 different events here. And then for you, we'll do in memorandum. We're not going away. Rather than understating, it was a rather understated opening, in truth. Only a smattering of officers, no more than 50, were gathered in the shade of plastic chairs, ready for the proceedings to begin. This relatively modest affair on a small beach in Sumatra belied the importance of what was about to happen. This event was the grand opening of the very first branch of the MACI SOG, the Special Operations Group of the Military Assistance Command Indonesia. The general went up to the stage, tapped the mic, and began speaking from a set of prepared remarks. Thank you all for coming today. It has been my honor to inaugurate this fine command. Master Sog's primary purpose is to train the brave Free Indonesian soldiers so that they can win this war. We will make sure that the Free Indonesians will receive the best instruction that they can, and as such, we will be training them directly. He paused for a moment. Our second purpose is to organize our forces. This command's responsibility is to ensure that our intervention is effective. This command is a powerful sign. It shows to our allies and to our enemies America's firm and commitment of the war. In fact, to show this commitment, the general said, gesturing to the crowd, this branch will not only be our only one. 2 more branches will be established soon, one in Sulawesi and the other in West Papua. This line generates polite applause, smiling as he continued his final lines. America isn't going away. You can be sure on that. An uncomfortable silence filled the situation room as the final speaker wrapped up their presentation. Someone coughed, then quickly suppressed it, sensing the gravity of the situation. All eyes were on the president, who hoped to take a few moments to process everything that had happened. At the beginning of the war, the costs seemed to be manageable. They were tough to bear, of course, but they were still acceptable, even noble, as long as they didn't increase. But month by month, the reports grew longer and longer, culminated in the last month's report, which showed a high jump in casualties and a loss of equipment that startled the usual nonplussed National Security Council. This month's reports, which they look forward to, were supposed to reverse this trend. Instead, the trend only accelerated. President Robert F. Kennedy picked up one of the reports. It was clear that fighting had now spread across the entire country, and increasing their boys had filled in the gaps of Hatta's Free Indonesian Army, which with the resulting casualties. A stray idea weaseled its way into President Kennedy's mind. What if the U.S. left the war, just cut their losses and ran? That thought was immediately rubbished. Even if you ignore the enormous stakes, America had paid too far high of a cost to leave with nothing. So they would continue then. More of their boys will die in the Indonesian jungles. America will have to endure. All eyes were on the president, all in anxious anticipation, and what the decision would be. The words were spoken, and would leave no doubt for the resolve. We must win this war. There is no turning back. So you can send a volunteer division, but the thing is, they're not at war yet. But I'm assuming they're going to. Okay, they're now in. We're now in the escalation phase. Small arms shipment. Discontent is still, like, not that bad. We can recognize their legitimacy. More war support. Let's contact Colonel Lubis. 5 command power there. I mean, the thing is, they're not at war, so we're not going to conduct a series of bombings quite yet. And, you know what? Let's discuss... This actually decreases escalation, which I don't know if I want to do. Shipments. Let's send in some small arms. And we'll authorize some air operations. Operation... Stop failing, I swear to God. The boys are coming home. As the address in the White House ends, so too does the first major conflict between the United States and a major power for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The housewife of a military man, having heard that her husband will indeed be coming home, screeches in delight, as her neighbor has only received her flag for her deceased the day before, stares at the television in a broken torpor. College students put aside their protest placards and megaphones for the day, choosing instead the bottle and a blunt for a day basking in the fruit of their success, or the unstated delight that they will not be called up anytime soon. The draftees in boot camp continue to curse their fate, and their drill sergeants, a tad bit quieter, relieved that their service might be a peaceful one. In the Pentagon, planners quietly vacate their desk for the longer than usual smoke break, their media work mercifully concluded. Concluded, that is, until the inevitable orders come to prepare their soldiers' return. And in the White House, the president receives another briefing, their thoughts unnobled beyond the facade of practical calm. Across America, the nation welcomes the first day after the South African War. Tomorrow, America will grieve the dead and embrace the returning heroes. Start coming to terms with the horrors of the war in the invade and its consequences. I mean, we did it. You just be happy that we are the greatest country in the world, okay? And that we win everything and we never have lost. I don't know why that's so difficult for you. Again, the Supreme Court is still very conservative. Something that we do want to make note of. America abroad. America can win the Cold War if we choose to fight it. Following her calls to action in a choice, not an echo, Phyllis Schlafly turns her sights to America standing as the beacon of liberty in the world, and finds it flickering in the wind, from forces within and without. Gravedigger shines a new light on the decay in the hearts of America's foreign policy establishment. The names of the nightly news, Robert McNamara, Henry Kissinger, Dean Rusk, call for the ever-growing sacrifices for the American people in faraway wars, even as they shake their hands with dictators from Berlin to Tokyo. Willing accomplices in America's destruction, and the subject of America's last line of defense against fascism. Strikes from space details the neglect of America's nuclear arsenal, and its enemies exhaust America in endless wars across the world, in missiles and megatons. America lags behind the Germans and the Japanese, embolden them to act against American interests, with the cost measured in thousands of lives. America deserves the strength to defend itself, paid for by the John Birch Society. Like, look, okay, Phyllis, or whatever your name was, let's just take a look at these scores. 2,954, 1,589, 881. Total defeat in the Channel Crisis. Total defeat in South Africa. Total defeat in the Second Madagascar War. They got 1 point because they murdered Emile Maurice, but they suck. They're so bad at everything that they've ever done. Victories, -374. Like they have nothing good. Our economy is better than everybody else's. Our victories are better than everybody else's combined. I mean, actually, this is in the negative, so it's really bad for Japan there. Our faction score is better than theirs combined. Our military score is... Okay, it's not better than theirs combined, but it's still the best. Like, we are so good at being the world hegemon. Like, I don't know what your problem is. Like, grow up. For foreign policy, anything else we want to do here? Scale back troop commitments. I don't want to do that. I mean, again, these are all looking stable. They're all looking pretty good. Wasn't the cat herd of this event? I guess so. Maybe it's a little bit different here. Robert F. Kennedy, cat herder. President Kennedy felt increasingly confident every time he faced the press at the White House briefing room. He never felt confident in public speaking, but he felt like he was getting better at addressing the nation. Even so, he never had jack skill. That man could talk his way out of a pair of handcuffs. Momentarily saddened, he banished all thoughts of his brother from his mind as the television cameras blinked on. It wouldn't be a good look for him to tear up in front of America. My fellow Americans, today I speak to you not just as your president, but as your leader, the helmsman of the great ship we call the United States. I come to you with a single word: unity. When our founding fathers carved this great nation out of the wilderness, their greatest strength was the unassailable unity, a spirit of togetherness and brotherhood, which could carry them through any trial, no matter how grim. He took a deep breath. Time for the payload. There'd be plenty of his supporters out there on TV land who wouldn't like this, but he had to rip the bandit off sooner or later. It is no secret that some of the National Progressive PAC do not support the policy of our administration, including the great cause of civil rights. I hereby cite that the United States be divided by petty factionalism in the government. I intend to work with major figures in Congress outside of the party on the issues of civil rights, particularly on the venerable senator from Texas, Lyndon Johnson. Together, the National Progressive PAC and Republican Democrats can present a united front to civil rights, ensuring that the fair shake is given to Americans who need it the most. Together, we can do great things. President Kennedy felt proud of himself as he stepped from the podium. Unity, a message that just about everybody could believe in. At least that's the way he hoped voters would see it. Slightly more increase in gender rights will be seen as more liberal. Will gain supporters from unions and his radical support base. RD support will increase while MPP support will decrease in the South. Some of the Southern senators might defect to the Democrats. Nativist voters will support... okay, so basically, the nationalists are going to be a little bit more upset. Actually, I guess both sides are actually cat herder, which is fine. But again, we can't go too liberal here. Dixiecrats will trust us less as we go through with this. The door stands ajar. For charity for all. Civil Rights Act has not been voted on yet. Is the Civil Rights Act... Okay, so it's down here. So you gotta get down here first before we can go up to this tree. But I will say that at least right now, it is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you have enjoyed, remember to thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy, you can always thumb down. If you want to see more, subscribe. And goodbye.